Yeah, this is how we get a show started. Did you hear that?
That's dope.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes,
You're now
sir.
rocking with the best. 401 Express with EJ and CJ. We got a guest in the building. Please introduce yourself, my guy.
KJ Matezo. What's up, everybody? What it do, baby? What's up, y'all? Blonde hair don't care.
All right, you got to join the wave, brother.
I'm trying. Oh,
I don't think I can pull
join?
that off,
Conrad,
my guy.
man, he's got to grow that hair. You know, we mine's under that hat, but you know.
Yeah, I got the pony right now. Conrad, you got to join us, man. Get them braids going.
I got it. No, I don't. I don't have to join you at all. No.
Listen,
no.
I saw your last episode, and I know Cardi loves them braids, so you know.
Oh, word.
You might have to do it for Cardi. You know.
Shout out Cardi B. We're still waiting on that podcast appearance.
This guy touching on my trigger points. I'm triggered now. I gotta go grow my hair. Holy shit. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. You know, hanging in, dealing with all this nonsense like everybody, but with time heals all. Hopefully time can heal this COVID problem.
Absolutely. Incredible time that we're living in right now, man. And it's crazy. We still got entertainment going on.
Yes, we do.
NBA still popping. We talked about a little bit of that last week. My guy, Draymond Green from the Golden State Warriors, he had some comments. I know you guys heard about it. Basically, for anyone that hasn't heard about it, he criticized owners, general managers, and the media for having the double standard against players for when they speak out as opposed to when organizations speak out for when they want to trade players and so on and so forth. So, you heard it. What do you think, KJ? What do you think about Draymond Green's comments?
Draymond is 100% right. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you know, you're in the NBA, you sign a contract and, you know, you get your rights, you have this and that you can do and can't do. But to some degree, the league knows how to masquerade. You could say they know how to masquerade and make it look like you're a villain when you're asking for a trade. You know, a good example, obviously, would be LeBron, probably the best example. He tried Cleveland. It wasn't working. He wanted out but I don't like how he left Cleveland. That was a little bit dirty. But when he came back and he wanted out again, people once again tried to put that image like, oh, he's not doing anything for us. But look who he was playing with. You had a nice, you know, younger LeBron. He's playing with an old broken Wade. He had a bunch of old broken players, you know, D Rose. It just wasn't working. And the fact that he wanted to leave, people burn jerseys and make him look like the bad guy. I think the league tries to make it look like that. But let's say if they woke up one day and they're like, LeBron's not doing good, let's trade him, you know, during a game. Like, for example, with what's going on with what's his name now? The Cavalier player. What's going on with him? You know, he suited up, he was ready to play, and come halftime, you know, he gets whispered in his ear, and now he's, you know, wearing his regular clothes. Like, that's the league can do that, but when the minute you want to take a bit of ownership, I think they give you a bit of problems at first. If you don't have a big name, especially, which
that's what he was touching up on, I think, in his when he was talking about to the media about that. He's like, players can say what they want and they get crucified for it. You know, they can't really come out and say I want to trade, and if they do, and then, you know, he's labeled as a cancer, whatever, right? But as soon as a team comes out and says we're going to trade this guy, nobody says the team's doing the player wrong, and that's what he's trying to say is, you know, as a player, we have feelings too, and we get mentally affected by stuff like this, you know, just like the team gets affected when a player says he wants out. A player gets affected when the team says they want him out, kind of thing, right? And he's like, it's just enough to do this publicly and just do it behind closed doors, I think would be the better option. But, you know, I think he's 100% got a case for the players. The players do deserve that respect. And I think it's time that, you know, in a world where everything else is changing, that changes too.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I do agree that he has a point. There is a double standard, but I think he used the wrong examples. I think the case for when they were trying to trade Harrison Barnes was a great example of the ownership disrespecting the players. The DeMarcus Cousins trade, where they told DeMarcus Cousins in the middle of a post-game interview at the All-Star game that you're being traded. That shit's ridiculous, man. That shit can't fly. There's a better way, a more professional way to handle those situations. But I don't know. I don't know what he expects out of the Andre Drummond situation. And keep in mind, we don't work in the NBA. We don't have behind the scenes information. We're not privy to a lot of things. So
yeah,
I'm using my common sense here. I'm pretty sure there was a conversation behind the scenes between Andre Drummond's representation and the Cleveland Cavaliers management, and they came to some type of agreement about how they're going to handle the situation. I'm pretty sure it's not just, we're trading Andre Drummond, we're benching them, we're letting them know during the middle of the game. If that's the case, that's mad wild. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there was some type of communication, some type of dialogue. The same thing for Blake Griffin and for the Pistons, who's kind of being swept under the rug with all this shit. He's in the same situation, but it's kind of been known that the Pistons talked to Blake Griffin's representation and said, we're going to try to trade you, or at least buy you out. So I don't know why Draymond came with this great point during this time. By the way, I'm so happy that he spoke out, because it is a real thing. I'm not trying to diminish his point whatsoever. It is a real thing. I just think it was the wrong time, wrong examples,
Yeah. I think the fact that it comes out of Cleveland just makes it look worse, because they had that problem with their second-year player, right? That they had to trade him away because of the locker room incident.
Oh, yes. I have his name at the tip of my tongue. Porter.
Yes.
Evan Porter Jr.
So having that story come out as well, it kind of makes you think how the organization treats its players, right? But at the same time, I kind of remember a story early on in the season, before it even began, that the Cleveland Cavaliers were looking to trade Drummond anyways. So
right.
For me, it's not really a surprise that this is happening, but just the fact that they've had multiple player stories come out of the organization this season just kind of seems like what's going on behind the doors, really, right?
Let me ask you guys this, man. How would you expect the Cavaliers to handle the situation? Because in my mind, the only way they could have did better is they should have told him, like I said, if the conversation wasn't had behind the scenes, they should have told him before the game and said, you can go home, have a seat. We ain't gonna try to embarrass you, have the cameras on you during the game while you in street clothes. Just go home. We'll work the trade out. How else would you guys think they could handle the situation better?
He told him not to show up, period. Not show up to the stadium and then be like, hey, sit down. Go through your warm-up, go through your drills, and they go, oh, yeah, by the way, you're not playing, sit down.
Okay.
I mean, it is COVID, right? Like, it's because of the whole COVID thing too. If you don't need a player to physically be there for whatever reason, and he knows he's not going to play, this is the best time to just ring him up and say, hey, this is what's happening. And plus, because of COVID, we don't want too many people in there, so don't come. I think it would have made it easy.
Also, on the flip side, Drummond could have been like, it's COVID right now. I'm not just trying to sit home and do nothing. I'm trying to at least stay in shape, at least be around the guys, at least be seen, so it can also help my how I'm looked by the media. Because if he stays home, then it's unfortunate, but the media can start speculating as to say, this guy got cancer in the locker room. You know what I mean? Is he this type of guy, that type of guy? You're giving them, although it's wrong, license to start critiquing you, much like the Kyrie Irving situation, which I think is a great case study, because Kyrie Irving came out later on and said, he apologized. He said, I did handle some things wrong. I should have spoke to the organization. And who knows if that conversation was had before, because from the looks of it, from the outside, it did look like Kyrie Irving had some type of dialogue with the Brooklyn Nets before the media stepped in and everything like that. Because the Brooklyn Nets, they weren't like critiquing him or anything. They were just like, we'll give him time. We'll let him do his thing. We'll let him rock. But yeah, for the Kyrie Irving situation, Kyrie Irving didn't speak up to anyone, as it appears. So now you give the media license to just start shit, to say whatever. Is there something wrong with him? Is he mentally ill? Is what's blah blah blah? Stephen A was running around talking about he needs to retire. That's wild to me. But you do give these guys license to say shit when you don't explain yourself and what you're going through. And that's not to say that you have to, but in my opinion, when you don't, you have to understand that it comes with certain territory. You're giving people license to have an opinion about you, fair or not fair. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And it's easy to talk about it. I'm sure if maybe he had a post on Instagram, let's say, and said, hey, I'm not going to be there for this amount of time, but people would have less speculation of, oh, he's doing something crazy. We're in an era where you just put one post up and everybody will know about it. So he could have went about it that way, but we all know Kyrie.
He's different, man.
He's different. You
I
saw
think
what he did when he came back.
Yeah,
Bro.
I think we're both. I think we're both at fault though. Both media and like players and celebrities and whatnot. Because as a celebrity, it's kind of what you're signing up for. Is for people to be in your daily life, trying to know what you do behind the cameras, because they're interested in you, right? That's your fan base. There obviously there's some crazy fans that do some crazy shit sometimes. But we're talking about your average fans who are just generally interested in what you do off the court or off behind camera or whatever, right? You signed up for that. You kind of have to, you know, expect what comes with it. But at the same time, there's the media who just loves to antagonize and speculate and just put out some wild rumor and somehow ends up finding, some traction, and some people start giving some kind of credibility to it.
I just want to correct you real quick. It's not all of the media. There's some guys out there that actually, like, I don't even know them personally, but I really, really respect, because there's some guys that keep it 100. They don't speculate. They just report what they know, and they're very insightful. There's some guys that are just wild off the clip.
Yeah.
Man. They be making up shit from out the asshole. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Those are the kind of guys I'm
you on
talking
TV,
about.
and I know,
The word.
But yeah, man, it's mad interesting. Y'all remember like Vince Carter with the Toronto Raptors and how that situation was handled?
Yeah, that was oof.
Hey,
I mean, he was one of my favorite players, so I've never really said anything.
Are anyone of y'all
about
still mad at him? Like, I really want to know. Are you guys really generally mad at him?
All right, let me just say this, bruv. I was never mad at Vince Carter.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan of.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of the media and fans vilifying a player. For example, I love South Beach LeBron. I call him South Beach LeBron. That LeBron to me, when he was like all evil face, trying to prove the world that he was the shit.
Mask.
Yeah. Game 6 in the Eastern Conference Final, looking down at the camera like, yo, what the fuck these? I love that LeBron, man. I love when these guys are vilified. Even Vince Carter, when he came back to Toronto, he dropped like 40 points, had the reverse dunk to win the game in overtime.
Half court, damn near 3-pointer. Oh. Jason Kidd gave it to him, and he had.
I remember as a kid, I was there for that game.
Oof.
I was his first game back in Toronto. I was there, and I was with my church group. And I remember, like, I was a kid that hated him. You know what I mean? Because of what I was hearing in the media, what he was doing, what the media was portraying him as, right? And it was just so much. The vibe in that building was just so crazy to have that many people just angry at you and hate at you, and then just to see him use that hate and use that anger and just to become a better player.
Greatness right there.
It was amazing to see.
Yeah, I had goosebumps watching that game, man.
All the games.
Oh man,
those games, because I looked up to Vince. I was never mad at him. I know a lot of people would burn. See, one thing I never understood is this whole burning jersey thing. I understand you're upset with the player, but if you really like that specific player, okay, and he leaves your team for say, is it worth burning the jersey? Because at the end of the game, it's a team basketball game. So if we're all three on the same team and Conrad is the favorite player, and Conrad decides, you know what, I'm gonna take my talents to LA, why do we burn your jersey if the team itself build a dynasty? I get it. Maybe you're the superstar of the team.
Listen. Just some people are just like women when it comes to basketball. Okay, they're players. If that player leaves, they're burning all the things that player had when he was there. Kind of like they're trying to break
all
up
those memories. You're basically saying goodbye to your memories.
Hey man, some people just like to burn money. So
I mean, I don't know. I
like to burn other things. Some people like to burn money.
That's true. That is true. I know this man. He's not lying to you.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't know why they burn the jerseys, although I think it's a very cool visual.
Right.
I never understood I did understand the LeBron one.
Yeah, that was bad.
The one mistake of how he announced it. Like, if I was a Cleveland fan and he announced it like that in front of the little boys and girls at the little place that he was at, I would have been cheesed too. I might have burned the LeBron jersey too.
Yeah.
The other cases like KD when he left Oklahoma, even James Harden when he left Houston, I don't understand burning no jersey, man. I don't get it.
How do you guys feel about that James Harden? I don't know. I feel bad for John Wall, because in all the clips you can see him like Like you see it in his face. He's like telling them, please, like just stay with us for a bit. We can make this work. I'm telling you, I'm back. And like, I felt bad. The person I felt bad for was John Wall because he looked like he really wanted to play with him. And,
Right.
James just kind of didn't let it happen.
I don't necessarily know if I feel bad for them. Both teams are doing well after the trade. It was a positive trade for both. And John Wall's now playing with his once college teammate, right?
Yeah, he's always
he's
wanted
doing
to do
just
that.
fine in Houston. Well, maybe not right now. Shout out to all the people in Houston going through. Shout out to all the people in Texas going through winter right now. Going through what we Canadians deal with on a yearly basis, but they're not prepared for it. So shout out to all you guys out there. But yeah, man, I don't think I feel bad for any of them because both teams are doing well. James is now where he wants to be with his friends, and John's getting a second chance at a career after sitting out for so many years, and he's playing with his best friend,
Yeah.
So,
what about Victor Oladipo? Felt bad for him. No, I felt bad for him.
He needed a new scenery. I just want to give light to the fact that James Harden was supposed to be at training camp. My man was fat in the club giving honey buns to little baby for his birthday. Listen, man. Listen, I would just say this: if there's ever a time to scrutinize a player, that would be it. At this point, he's just disrespecting everybody, man.
He doesn't care, but he came back and he dropped buckets.
Yeah, my favorite part of the whole James Harden fiasco was him basically saying, "I'll show up to training camp when I show up.
Yeah.
You don't got to tell me. I'll be there when I need to be."
Even when they asked them, they said, so you were in Vegas and you're supposed to be training. What were you doing in Vegas? He's like, I was just in Vegas. We fly private and I had my trainer with me. It's like, okay, bro, like, come on now. We know you weren't training. Vegas, Vegas is open, right? Vegas doesn't believe in COVID. Vegas is very open.
So, when he was telling that bold-faced lie, did you believe him? Because I'm for a second I kind of believe him because that was pretty good acting. I'm not gonna lie.
But he's a quiet guy. Like if it was like Westbrook, you could read it. But like James is more like, we were there and this and that happened.
And this whole situation made me like James Harden a lot more now. He's probably my favorite player now because like the way he handled all of that, being in the strip club, coming to the Houston Rockets training camp, fat, whole thing,
starting
just
fights with players during the training camp.
I rate it. And then
James would throw the ball at us and stuff like.
Hey KJ, though, there's one thing I can tell you about James Harden. It looks like he's never thirsty.
Oh wow.
Sorry, that was just a little inside joke between. We can't even go into that though. But that was just a little inside joke between me and KJ.
Yup.
It holds some merits.
Some good old times.
Shout out everybody that knows that joke.
Yup.
You guys are good.
London is some fun times, KJ.
London was a great time.
I wish you could come up to London with us one time.
I think KJ vaguely talked about it with me, but very vaguely. But anyways, let's keep moving.
Very beautiful moment.
Speaking about keeping it moving, one place that doesn't seem to close down ever. You were saying Vegas doesn't know COVID exists. I think Atlanta doesn't know that COVID exists.
Oh yeah, Lou Lemon Pepper Lou.
Conrad, you were telling me about Tekashi and Meek Mill.
Yeah. For those who don't know, they honestly, I don't even want to talk about this shit, but they were outside the club scrapping like a bunch of T-Dot goons. I don't know, man. Apparently Meek Mill was leaving a restaurant or club, and then Tekashi ran upon him with police or security guards, whatever you want to call it, try to instigate a scene. What do you guys think about it, man?
I just didn't know it went so far back, dude.
What's that?
This whole story, this beef goes back to like November 28, 2018. I'm looking at a article from Complex, and it's just like they're literally going through moments of their beef and how it led up to this point. I just want to know why why Tekashi is still beaking. Like, he's not a thug. He's gonna snitch the moment you do something.
Yeah, but you have to understand too, like how well is he at promoting himself when it comes to negative manner. He's the biggest, Soldier Boy. He took what Soldier Boy used to do and brought it to a whole nother level because he actually made album sales because of that. But in terms of beefing with Meek Mill, I don't know if you guys know Meek. I knew Meek when he was Meek Mills with a Z at the end, way back, Flamers, those mixtapes. And this is Dirty Meek with the braids that used to sleep in the car. Meek, he may not seem like it. I know his body type is a little awkward. He is on some gangsta-ish. Meek Mill and his surrounding, he's well respected. Meek Mill has always been on some gang-ish. Now you can look back at his old videos and stuff. This is like when he first came out. I was like, man, I don't like this guy's long, dirty braids, but who is this dude? But like Meek is about that life. Tekashi needs to stop picking fights with certain guys that are actually about that life, that actually have people that will come for you without him even saying anything. I don't think Meek is one of those people. Meek obviously probably took it as like, yeah, this kid's trying to just, get some views off of this, but let me play with him. But there's another clip and you could hear one of Meek Mill's, I guess, goons, as you could say, and they were ready to fight. They were ready to do something, and they had to be held back. And I don't know, Tekashi's a young man, short kid. You really think he could fight? Do you guys really think he could, like, not even with guns? I know everybody loves to whip out their gun, but like a one-on-one fight, do you really think Tekashi could fight?
Hell no. I'm not scared of the 6'9". I don't.
Yeah, like what he's gonna do? Yell at you? Like, he struggles with. Well, I don't promote violence, but his baby mother, she runs him when it comes to arguing and fighting and stuff like that. Like, he's I don't know.
KJ wants that smoke.
With him, nah, he don't want to. Don't let me start. I got a little something. I'm trying to get big like Conrad. We go to the gym. We go to the gym. Trying to get big like my man.
Like Conrad. Oh man, I'm fat as fuck right now. Belly.
No way. I haven't seen you for so long.
I know my upper body looks pretty good right now. It's just
I'm like,
belly's crazy.
But,
what was I gonna say though? Yeah, I don't understand these two guys. I don't understand them. I think yeah, as you were saying, Tekashi, he knows he can't fight. He knows he can't do that, but he knows that Meek Mill can't do anything either, right? He's had run-ins with the law. He's trying to be on straight and narrow. And at this point, he's just trying to poke a bear that he knows can't do nothing, and he's trying to expose that to the people and make some headlines off it. To me. And I'm just a regular dude, chilling here in Toronto, Ontario. It's -15 outside right now. Who am I to really speak? But to me, I don't understand how Meek Mill was even in that situation, even to be having his phone out recording or anything like that. Like, to me, once you were about to step out the restaurant and you see, or a restaurant club, wherever he was at, and you see this guy trying to instigate something, just step back in the restaurant and you tell your guys, yo, we ain't leaving until this guy's out of here. I don't care if you got to call the police. I don't care. To me, you can't entertain this energy. It's stupidness.
But going back to what you were saying is, if you don't do something and you give other people the right to have an opinion, speak on you, right? If Meek Mill doesn't entertain that, right? They're gonna start calling him a bitch. They're gonna start calling him a pussy because he just.
I don't think this would even be a story if he had just stayed in the restaurant.
You don't think?
No, but listen, you can't record me if I'm in the restaurant chilling. If I'm in the restaurant with my people,
I think Tekashi would have pulled out his phone and been like, "Hey, this guy's a pussy. He's not coming out the restaurant."
And I just me, I would have respected that more because Meek is not trying to entertain that BS. Like, to me, them yelling in the parking lot, talking about, oh, he's trying to get me arrested, this and that. It's just stupidness. Like, I don't want to see a bunch of grown men. And Tekashi's a grown man. Let's not get this twisted.
Yeah.
He's a kid. He's a grown ass man. All right. I'm not trying to see these guys arguing in the parking lot, talking about all kinds of nonsense. Like, it's just silly to me. It's just silly.
It really is. When you think about like the amount of figures these guys make a year, they should be on some kind of different shit. They should be more focused about, the numbers versus dealing with some kind of 20-second altercation in a parking lot.
Also want to say one thing. When I originally saw this story, and correct me if I'm wrong, correct me if I sound crazy. When I originally saw this story, a part of me said, okay, I know Tekashi's doing this for headlines. He needs it because his last album kind of flopped. It didn't do as well as the label and people projected it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Meek Mill has put out a bunch of singles that some of them haven't really hit. They haven't really, gotten going. Some type of. A part of me said to me, I think these guys are in cahoots. These guys are working together to get headlines and build each other up. You know what I mean? Because that situation, to me, I don't see it happening unless they're really working together. You know, I believe somebody gave a phone call to one of the representatives, like, yo, Meek Mill's about to be at a restaurant. All right, I know you need these headlines because your album's about to come out. You're about to come out with Drake, J. Cole. You need a little push, my guy. I got you.
I thought so too.
You know what I mean?
I thought so too. I was like, I know how Meek responds when he's angry. This is just something's a little off. And that's the thing about Hollywood. There's a lot of under the ground stuff that we don't know about. For the longest time, we all believed that Kanye was hooking up with who was it? Was hooking up with somebody. Jeffree Star.
Oh, yeah.
For the longest time. All this because some girl. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, that Jeffree
What
Star
y'all do to
something.
Kanye, yo?
That Jeffree Star is something.
What did you guys do to Kanye West? He used to be one of my favorite artists in the world. What the hell, guys?
Hollywood,
I blame this.
I don't know.
I blame this 100% on. I was gonna say us, but no, fuck that. I blame this 100% on Kim Kardashian. The fuck did you do to Kanye?
Of course, that whole family. You don't want to. I don't know. You don't want to get in that family. I'm sorry.
I don't really blame him.
But like,
that's never discussion for another time.
We're talking about altercations and stuff. Whatever happened to the days when rappers had beef with each other and they just got in the studio and just went at each other? You know what I mean? Especially in a time right now where we need content and you want to provide content. Why not just get in the booth and start going at each other?
I got a theory on that too. I think it got played out. I think that we had rappers and entertainers who we didn't really want to hear from jumping in the booth, creating shit, and we're like, yo, bro, no, we don't want this. Who asked for this shit?
You don't remember when
I think that kind of parallel to like other prominent artists who end up getting into beef. We really only want to hear from like the big stars.
Like, you don't remember when Tory Lanez, I think it was Tory Lanez and Joyner Lucas were going at each other?
Yup. I was about
to say, they were in the booth going back and forth and back and like that's what we want.
Yeah,
that was clean.
That's an OG thinking, I guess.
Those are also two guys that we actually want to hear from, who actually have some skill. You know what I'm saying? Don't necessarily want to hear like Tekashi and like whatever redhead rainbow rapper out there, talking. It's not for me. It's not for me. Maybe a 14-year-old out there, but not for me. I'm not trying to hear all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I mean, I personally enjoyed it when Meek Mill and Drake had that little beef going on. I think it made both of their careers a little better.
Meek got put to sleep.
Did you really enjoy it?
I did. Why not? I enjoyed the Drake part. I don't know about the Meek Mill part. I enjoyed roasting Meek Mill.
I think it was a beatdown. And then the fact that the Raptors beat Philly to move to the finals was another slap in it. Like that was big. A lot of people remembered that.
That's the kind of shit I like talking shit about stuff like that. Where Drake could just talk shit to Meek Mill about how his Raptors beat. That's the fun kind of shit I like. I don't like seeing this bullshit that they do on the street.
Yeah, that shit was really embarrassing for Meek, man. I felt bad for Meek. Like I remember he dropped the first diss track. I Want to Know, something like that. Was it I Want to Know with the Undertaker theme song in the background?
Yeah.
I tell you, when I heard that song was out, I was so amped. I was ready to go back at every Drake stand and be like, yo, Meek got him. And I heard this shit, I was crying. I was so disappointed. Like, oh, come on, Meek. And then the WWE stepped in and talked about, you need to pay us for that.
Yeah.
You just can't be sampling the Undertaker out here. Nah. I was like, it was bad for Meek, man. It was just, there was no, it was uncalculated. It was just terrible. Terrible. But it's good to see that he's come around full circle somewhat, and he's doing good in his life right now, for the most part.
Yeah, I think all those features and people that didn't respect them for a long time because of Drake's disses, I think finally after some time now, people they're accepting him and stuff like that. But you're always gonna find like I don't know. It's funny because ball players want to be rappers, rappers want to be ball players. So
Mhm.
you're always gonna find somewhat of a mix. And I love what Drake does. You know, all the Raptor games, well,
Right.
throwback Raptor games, when he's all up in everybody's ear and you know he's talking smack to some of these players like KD and stuff like that. I love it. It's like a new version of what Spike Lee used to do back in his time. You know,
It's
so
amazing, amazing. Switch gears a little bit. You were talking about Naomi Osaka,
yeah,
Serena
it
Williams. We're gonna
was.
surprise the people today. We're talking about some tennis. Now,
Whew.
I'm a tennis fan. I haven't been watching lately, but I did watch the match between Serena and Naomi Osaka for the Australian Open. KJ, you saw it?
I did. It was wow. The beginning, you know, for those who don't know who Serena is, that's the face I gotta give you because I think the whole world should know who she is.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know, Miss Osaka, that's baby Serena right there.
Mhm.
You know, it's tough. Like I was speaking with EJ earlier, and I was telling him, hey, you know, it's tough facing your idol of all time. You know, no matter how good you are, you get a bit of butterflies at first, and that's basically what was happening at the beginning of the game. And I think you know Osaka was down, but I once she snapped out of it, she started playing her game. She started looking like a young Serena, and it was too much for Serena. You know, Serena just had a baby what 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, your body goes through so much, and yes, she's an anchor, iron woman, and she's an anchor, and she's at a point where you know she has to push almost like LeBron. They have to do a lot more to stay in that same condition, but I
Right.
think she was surprised that you know Osaka was just killing her like that. Those hits,
Mhm.
she's
It was
really
devastating,
baby
man.
Serena. She's I
Devastating.
call her baby Serena. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, she's. What about you, E? What you thought?
Dude, like I said last week when we were talking about the Super Bowl and it was like Tom Brady handing the torch kind of thing. I feel
Yeah,
like this was kind of the same thing.
Oh no, she didn't have nothing.
You
Not
don't
even
think
took
so?
that shit. Not even took
You
that
think
shit
she still wants?
I
She's still
seriously.
think
coming
I
back?
think
Because
she
listen,
took it.
listen.
She
I know
took it.
No
Serena, and like
disrespect.
Yeah,
especially after I saw that video of her trophy room, where and then she said she has no room for second place. Like
yeah.
that Serena is now like the greatest female in the world to me. After seeing that, I need somebody that competitive in my life to drive me like that too.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
so, maybe you're right. She didn't pass the torch. Maybe not willingly, but I feel like this is what the media is going to use to be like, oh look, this is the passing of the torch from one amazing, phenomenal tennis player to another.
Facts. And
Yeah,
the post game stuff brought a tear to my eye too. Seeing her, tear up and walk off the podium like that.
yeah.
Um, man, I love Serena. Everything she stands for. Yeah, that made me sad, man.
When
She's been
you know, it's one of
Yeah.
those moments like, and you could tell the way Serena was playing that she was not trying to pass the torch.
Nah, she
You
running.
know,
She
like
running.
you said, Osaka took that right off her hands and said, "Watch this."
Yeah.
You know, and Serena's coming to that point where it's like, when you know, you know. I think if she had won and gotten to the finals and then won again, she would have had 24, which would tie, I think, for all time. So she was really, really pushing for that. But
Do you think she will
uh,
get it?
if she doesn't compete in some of these little small, you know, they always have these small tournaments that they can
Yeah.
compete in, and I think the next big one is going to be Wimbledon. If
Wimbledon.
she
Yeah.
waits for that, you know, maybe still trains and stuff, waits for that, she has a chance. But if she's still trying to push herself and compete in all these little tournaments, and on top of that, try to go get it in Wimbledon, I don't think so. I want
honestly
her to get it, and I think a lot of people do.
after
Uh,
after after seeing how old she is and the fact that she just needs one more to be the most winningest or to tie. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
um she's about it. She's gonna go get it.
yeah, I
You
think
She's
think
gonna
she.
she's gonna
she's
get
gonna
it?
go for 25. Definitely going for 25.
She better pay some hush money to Osaka. She better,
No,
hey,
I don't.
Oh,
No, Serena still got. I think Serena just kind of.
KJ, you're an idiot, man.
so you better oof.
I think
That girl ain't playing. That black.
just like
Listen,
just
my
like
my
you were
little
saying,
sister is
KJ.
half black, half Japanese. They
Okay,
it's a different
Different, huh?
power, okay?
Different.
that's it,
Yeah.
KJ. Just like you were
Different.
just like you were saying how dude, I forgot now. Thanks, bro. How when you're playing your idols, you kind of have a little bit of a butterflies, and you have to catch yourself at first. I think maybe for Serena, this could have been the moment where she didn't expect someone like her to overtake her like that, and maybe she slipped up. So I feel like knowing Serena Williams and knowing a competitor's edge, because I love to compete too. She's gonna go back and she's gonna look through film and she's gonna be like, where did I screw up? And then she's gonna go back into her mind state. And the second time around, she's not gonna second guess her. So I want to see it, man, and I hope she goes for 24.
Yeah, that'll be big too, right? Like
I think she's got it. She just gotta avoid Osaka, get a jump in the tournament that she's not in there.
100%.
Go get it. But there's also some other great tennis players out there that have Serena's number. I can't think of one of the girls right now. She's a Russian player, but Serena has a few other girls out there that have got her number in the last few years. So
she does have a
Canadian
girl, no?
Sharapova? No, not the
has
Canadian
her.
one.
Andrea,
Sharapova,
I believe her name was.
Who, the Canadian one or
the Canadian girl? Yeah.
How much wins does that Canadian girl have? Because I swear it was one big win and everybody spoke about it, and then I never heard about her again.
Yeah, that's true, yo.
The Canadian girl, right?
Google that right now.
Yeah.
What's her name?
But before her, I know it was that, I think that Russian girl, Maria Sharapova or something. She was nice with it.
Yeah, she had a little run.
I'm gonna butcher her name, but it's Bianca Andreescu. I'm thinking.
Andreescu.
Yeah.
Bianca Andreescu. Yeah. Where's she
from?
Done
anything ever since?
She is Romanian. She is from Thornhill, Ontario, though.
Thornhill.
Right up the block. Hey, imagine KJ bumped into that back in the day.
Oh. If it
tread lightly, KJ, tread lightly. She's 20 years old.
Just turned 20.
You know when she put her hands up when she won, I would have been like, yeah, you go, girl. You go, girl.
She's a 2000s baby, so tread lightly.
2000s? Really?
Yeah.
She's legal now. She's fine.
Yeah, there you go. 2000 up. Yeah, hey, I saw y'all last podcast, man. We getting up there. Hey,
I want to shout out to the 9 subscribers we have right now.
And
plenty more that will come. Appreciate y'all. Just before we get up out of here, I got a really heated message I want to put out there. As somebody who's been trying to get himself a PlayStation 5 since release and has not been able to do so, I want to take a second out and talk to all the dirty ass motherfucking scalpers out there. Stop using your goddamn programs to keep the people that want PS5s and Xboxes and RTX 3080s, 3090s. Yes, I know computer shit. Shout out nerds. Stop it. And for anybody who's actually thinking about paying a scalper way more than they deserve, don't do it. Just don't. Do not help them. Do not give them more, motivation to do it. Just wait it out, just like me, just like KJ, just like Conrad. I'm pretty sure we're all waiting it out till we can buy it at retail price. Do not support these bastards. Thank you.
That's the game, man. That's the game.
game.
I rate the hustle, bro. If you are smart enough to manipulate the system to get a whole bunch of PS5s, kudos to you, man, because I can't do it. I'm not even gonna hate. You can do it.
Yeah, I can't.
They're not even finessing it, bro. They're just running a computer script, an online script. That's a robot that just goes out and keeps purchasing it.
You're making it sound real easy, my guy. You should be doing this then.
I know, right? He's got the blueprint and everything.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I tried. I'm not a coder, but if there is somebody out there who can code, let's work.
There you go.
Hey, this is a PSA to all the coders out there, man. I'll let your boy. I need that PS5.
We need a couple of them at least.
Yeah, man.
Man, when do you think it's even gonna come out though? The new releases.
I don't plan on getting one till like 2022 now. Like it's just
I already got 2K.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen first: a vaccine for COVID or PlayStation 5.
I was reading
vaccine.
I was reading that Sony is actually not making a profit. They're losing money off the sales of the PS5.
Which is why I'm so surprised they're not going after these scalpers who are making tons of money off something they're losing money off of.
Ridiculous, man. Well, in a way, they're kind of helping decrease the profit margins or increase the profit margins?
Not at all, because Sony doesn't see any of that profit. They sell it, they lose the money, and then the scalper, unless it's somebody from inside of Sony, and that's some fucked up shit to do. But unless it's somebody from inside the company doing it, I can see.
You never know, right? I mean,
Sony makes too much money back on their subscriptions.
And I'm pretty sure if you got to be smooth, right? There's probably like a small team of people that maybe made a couple more dollars in their pocket.
I don't know, man. I'm not trying to start no conspiracies over there. There's too many of that going on last 2 years. Okay,
we got to start.
I just want a PS5
conspiracy theory podcast. I'm down for that. I got a million of those conspiracies.
I've heard a whole bunch too. I'd be down.
We got to do it. We got to do it.
KJ,
you do that.
Man, I'm with it. Come on now. I've been waiting so long. He hit me up. I'm like, man, I'm there. Come on now.
We'll start working on a conspiracy one then.
I am so down.
KJ, my guy, thank you for coming on. Please take this opportunity to plug yourself, man. Where can the people find you?
KJ Matezo on YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. Man, my old ass even got TikTok at this point. Okay, KJ Matezo Show on TikTok. I'm all over social media, so be on the lookout. And don't worry, to all my YouTubers out there, where you been? I'm coming back shortly but surely.
You'll turn off your phone next time.
Woo, I thought I did. I mean, there you go. See, those are YouTube subscribers trying to call me to tell me to make videos.
You guys ever seen the Dave Chappelle show where he has a wrap it up button? I think that was that button right there.
There you go. There you have it,
All right. So without further ado, thank you for tuning in and have a blessed one.
Peace. Appreciate you guys. You're